What's up, guys? Eric and Will here. Steal This Idea. We're having a blast. This is our first session of episodes during the day.
Yep.
I'm pretty pumped about the day sesh.
I'm liking the day sesh.
Yeah, Charlie, I know, sometimes, we're doing nighttime, it gets late, but I really do like these. We should probably try to do day sessions.
I like the day sesh, yeah.
So anyway, just side note, but Steal This Idea. This is my idea. Will's been on fire recently, so shout out to Will. But this idea is going to be called RYDER. So
Wait.
RYDER.
What? All right, so if you say the name first, I got to get a guess in.
Okay, yeah.
We're,
RYDER. I don't know how to spell it based on trademarks, so we'll figure out the fucking spelling.
Is there AI involved?
Potentially, it's not a main feature, though. Just basically disregard AI.
Are we looking at mountain sports?
We're getting closer, yeah.
AI, mountain sports, rider.
Don't think about AI, though.
Okay. Mountain sports.
Give it a guess. Give it a guess.
Is this the tracking your snowboarding?
Kind of.
We already did that.
No, we didn't.
We definitely did that.
We didn't do
I'm
that.
pretty sure
I told you about it.
No, I think we...
Oh, my God. Did we do that?
I think we ran it.
No.
I think we ran it in the first...
I saved this. There's no chance.
Hit me.
Oh, my God. I don't want to waste time. I would have remembered if we did this.
You might have not remembered.
Oh, God.
Doing it.
Oh, my God.
I think we did it in the other room, in the OG room.
Walking advertisement?
Nope.
You don't have to pay for it?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
We'll cut all that shit out.
No, keep it on. That's natural.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Wow. So clearly we have a lot of fucking ideas. I clearly have overlapping ideas. Okay. So this idea is called RYDER.
Yep.
So our shared sweeps #2 winner is this huge, 6'7" Norwegian guy.
Cool.
And he loved the model of shared sweeps. He's like, wow, it's such a good business idea. When we surprised him, we did all the shooting and filming. It was him and his wife. And they were pumped about it, whatever. Cool. And I was like, do you have any business ideas? Because it's just he was a really interesting guy. Like, how are you in the U.S.? He lives out of a van half the year. I'm like, this is an interesting dude. I'd love to, pick his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And so we started talking. He's like, well, I have an idea. His name is Olaf. And just
Legend.
Literally,
Legend.
Exactly what you would think.
Yeah,
Draw
so
Olaf.
Would you say 6'7"?
At least.
Okay.
I was looking up.
He's a but he comes from the Vikings. He's a Nordic Viking.
Jacked, legs up to his tits, fucking.
No torso, no stomach.
Straight up Norwegian, goofy, fun,
legend.
German, Norwegian vibes, Swedish,
Yeah.
Anyway, he was a professional biker for a while, distance guy, endurance guy, which we related on. He was like, I don't understand how I have to pay for bikes or gear. And I was like, explain to me what you're talking about.
Very Norwegian thing to say.
He's like, well, I ride, thousands, maybe even 10,000 miles a year.
Sick.
He's like, I ride so much that I always drive around sometimes and I see people with these advertisements on top of their cars. It's because they're driving around as an advertisement. He's like, so if I'm going to a popular, the road cyclists have their fits and they'll have all these ads on them. Those road cyclists aren't wearing those fits because they're getting paid to. They're wearing it because that's all the fits have the ads on them because you're wearing the team fits. It's almost like wearing a soccer jersey to an extent.
It's like wearing the Spotify jersey that the Real Madrid guys wear, or is that Real Madrid or is that or it's a Barcelona team? I don't know.
Somebody has Spotify now?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
epic.
Spotify's a big soccer sponsor for one
wow.
of the EU teams. I mean, Spotify's Swedish in there.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. So anyway, basically his thought was I'm paying $500 for this, basically the suit to wear around while I'm biking. He's like, I would love if they just made that suit an advertisement and gave it to me for free and I could show him my Strava and it gives me credits at the store.
What if you got paid per mile you ran?
That's exactly what the idea is.
Okay.
So basically, think of Strava. Strava stays Strava.
Yep.
We basically use all the tech built in with Strava.
Yep.
To have a points. This is a fintech. I come from fintech world, so this is literally a fintech marketing company. But essentially, what it is, RYDER allows you to get credits, in-store credits, with certain retailers for certain specific brands that build out certain gear. So you could be a snowboarder. It's if you're a snowboarder, you get 150 days a year. What you wear does have an impact on the consumer market. Right? All these brands want to be where their customers are. So if I'm wearing a Burton jacket, right? Like I typically average 40 days a year. I'm at like 35 right now. I think I'm done for the season.
That's so cool, dude.
But it's like, thank you. Fuck you. But it's like, if I'm averaging 40 days a year, that's not a ton, but like I probably get asked once or twice a day, oh, how are those step-on bindings that you have?
Totally.
Right? Once or twice a day. And I have my apps that track my activity. How long I'm at the resort, right? How many vertical miles I've gotten throughout the whole season.
Yep.
Average speed. It's like if you see a guy, hitting a gainer off a lip, like on a groomer, you're like, holy shit. And he's got he's got a Burton jacket. It's very obvious. You're kind of like,
I want to be that cool.
I want to be steezy. Like,
yeah, totally.
I want that girl to like me. I'll just tell her I do gainers and she'll think I was that guy, So the idea is basically monetizing the daily activities. It's not IoT, but it kind of is because you're tracking what you do every day.
It's also like way cooler, like, because you know how those companies started where you could it's like pay to advertise on your car, like, but that's not cool because you're just like,
not cool.
Obviously, like you need money really bad,
yeah,
and you're like just slapping Mountain Dew logos on your car, which is like, this guy is desperate.
Yeah.
But it's like you're already wearing the things. This is actually pretty. This could be pretty
awesome
interesting.
Idea. I love it.
This is just like the classic monetize everything that you do.
But it's like, dude, if you're riding around, like if you're a mountain biker, like there's even a way to do that, right? But like to me, the road bike scene is the immediate fit. There are all these road bikers all have these random uniforms. Literally a Peloton, like in North Georgia where I used to live. Peloton's going every day, like 30 to 50 people. They all have different fits on.
What do you mean Peloton's going every day?
A Peloton is a group of bikers.
Oh, so I'm thinking about it from the branded perspective. I'm
Peloton.
like 50 people in North Georgia are riding Pelotons in their office rooms, and Eric's like tracking that. Okay, I just learned something. That's cool.
Nice. I'm not a huge Peloton guy. They laid off a ton of people. It's like, come on.
Like
a lot of people.
It's just a classic. I actually know someone who's on their legal counsel, and just classic, large tech company. Didn't Peloton get bought? Or no, they bought the mirror thing.
Yeah.
Which I think is also kind of like a really gimmicky idea.
Yeah.
Like anyone who actually works out is going to go to the gym and not be like, let me get in front of my mirror and work out in front of this mirror. Like, I don't like it.
If I'm doing the mirror thing, let me order McDonald's on it. So counterintuitive. But, no, it literally is just monetizing your activities, but it's not monetizing it because you're not actually making money. You're just getting stuff for free, which people love free stuff.
Well, yeah, at that point, if you don't like monetizing, you're not paying out. It could be like, also it's like, how many brand deals exist or whatever where it's like ambassadors get 20% off, but like when you're an ambassador buying something for 20% off, like that company's still making money. And honestly, they're probably making more money than if they pulled you into a direct consumer ad because like generally your direct consumer is like 40% of your bottom line unless your LTV is really high. Or I don't know, I have to think about that. But our old company was like every dollar we made, we paid 40 cents to Meta.
When he says old company, it's Pack Leashes.
Pack Leashes, yeah, we sold it. But as far as my LinkedIn says, I still work there, and I know that all the people that I go to events for and get free passes aren't going to watch this deeply enough to find out that I don't. But yeah, I get free passes with that shit. But
shout out Gas Monkey,
yeah.
We ride, dog.
Yeah, it's like no one's watching this. No one's
watching. But people are. For us, still for sure.
As far as my LinkedIn says, they still own it. But yeah, we sold it.
You forever own it. Duke literally sent me a text. Literally somebody who I'm very close with.
Yeah,
who I'm very close with
Duke.
you.
Love Duke.
And he doesn't even know.
Yeah,
he's like, tell Will I just bought one of the leashes.
My cousin doesn't even know. My cousin was like, "Can I get the code?" And I was like, "Oh, I sold that company."
I just told I just told Duke. I was like, "Yeah, I'll tell him." Like he's gonna be pumped. I didn't even.
I'm not gonna get into it.
I didn't even try. But no, I think it's a solid idea. I don't think there's any lift at all. You get some intern in college, like went to like Northwestern. Shout out Sean Aurora. Like get one of his buddies.
Sean, legend.
They build the app out or something. He goes to New York, works like 15 hours a day. And you basically give him half the company, and you literally just say, hey, let's go to these brands, figure out which brands are interested, and let's go, what retailers do they all have in common, and you do the deal with the retailer.
How do you confirm it? Like, all right, so let's say I'm riding...
I'm Strava or like any of the tracking apps.
But like, all right, so like I'm on Strava. I'm ripping 60 days a week because I'm super fucking
60
steezy.
days a week?
Cool. 60 days a week is how much I'm shredding. And so.
Wow, you're super steezy, bro.
Super, really
I think we need
cool.
to take cycling. No, cycling is the.
Okay, but like, yeah, I have the Strava data. What do I need to do? Like, upload a picture? Like, you need like a live stream of me wearing like my.
Oh.
Like, how do you know that I'm actually representing the brand? Because that's a little bit of a struggle. Maybe you almost need like some RFID. You need like these clothes to be embedded with like
That's a
RFID
great
or something.
point. I did not think about that because it's
You know,
almost
you gotta
like
think through it
you
all.
get the deal initially.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to think through it.
Well,
we're
like,
here
you
for you to think through it.
That's
we're
for you
just
guys.
starting at the 10,000 foot view.
That's
You're gonna
right.
steal the idea and you're gonna run with it.
I want you to steal it, put it over your shoulder, and run away with that
Yeah,
bitch. But
yeah.
I
Tom
think
Hanks, like Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump.
Tom Hanks, yeah. Shout out to Tom Hanks getting Curtis hooked up with the surfing debut.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out to
cool.
Curtis.
That's so cool that Curtis knew Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he was
Tom
literally
Hanks.
surfing. I don't want to tell the full story. Curtis will come on this and do the full story. We'll
Yeah,
call
yeah.
this back. Curtis will tell you this, boom, clip, but
Good friends with Tom Hanks, best friends.
for a day.
Yeah, that's
Led
cool.
to a great result for him.
Dude, I was somewhere the other day and we were like, I swear that's Chet Hanks. You know Chet Hanks?
Oh,
Tom
he's
Hanks'
the son. Yeah.
like the Bomba Clot.
Savage.
The
Bomba Clot. Bomba
Yeah.
But no, I just think you literally, yeah, that's a great point. I think that's the flaw. Like whoever can figure that out. I mean, you could just take a photo before.
Strava data is valuable to a degree. Like, there's something you can. I'm sure they're monetizing.
But Strava
it
has like you do the activity, right? You do something, it tracks, but you tell it what activity you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you have the option, which a lot of people do anyway, to be fair. The people that would probably be eligible for those credits, they all post photos when they do the event. So it's like if I
Totally.
ran a 15-mile run, I'm gonna be like selfie at the end, like or like a selfie midway. It's like the sunset of what I ran.
Yeah.
So my followers can see where I was. They see the map and the tracking. So I honestly don't think that would be much of a barrier.
Yeah.
Just because people are already posting.
But like again, you know, like what I do, like package protection, like people are fraudulent. Like if there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I can get free things, I'm just gonna like take a picture in this. But
It's a vetting process. I would honestly like to say the person that's doing the enough miles that's valuable in terms of dollars to the brand is probably not the type of person to like try to be scammy like that.
yeah, you know, but
There's gonna
it's
be
a
another
numbers game.
20%.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
But
That's the flaw.
it's
for
actually
sure.
funny. I actually when I audited here when I did my internship for PwC, I audited BOA, who does like the
Yeah, the twist.
like the twist snowboard boots. Coolest office ever. They're actually in Rhino. They're like right down the street from where we are right
BOA's
now.
here?
BOA's based here. Their office was like dogs free roaming, so chill. People
Wow.
were skateboarding around the office, and I was like, it was so funny because like you know it was like a bunch of chillers, and then I was like the auditor in my buttoned up like fucking
You
business
were the
casual.
auditor? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine
Oh
that.
my God.
I didn't do,
so loose.
I didn't do anything. I didn't. Auditors do nothing. I promise you that. Or like you know, I'm sure. I don't know. Like you know, for all my auditors, that there's this whole concept of materiality, and so when you're like auditing $1 billion company,
like underwriting is what you're
no,
saying.
very
Or no?
different. Very different. Like so the SEC. If you're a public company or even a private company, a lot of the time you have to report to your investors. The SEC needs like when people think audit, they think the IRS, but like we're private auditors. So you audit companies, you confirm their books. So it's such an interesting like dynamic that gets created because you're auditing your clients. You have obviously you want to keep your client account. So like things slip by in the audits, and when it's a
Yeah.
multi-billion-dollar company, there's the concept of materiality where it's like if it's a $500 million company, like a $2 million difference, it's like well that's immaterial. It's really interesting.
That's an error almost.
It's just like yeah, it's just
small error.
you know, there's like the overall materiality on the account, and there's a materiality on a line item basis, and if all the line item materiality adds up to actually being material, then it's an issue. But even then, you can usually brush it under the rug. It's a very interesting
we
industry.
should have an auditor segment. This is over my brain
It's
right now.
so boring. It is so boring.
Very boring. I just spit in the camera.
I lasted 3 months. You spit into the camera. That's a far.
It went,
That's
"Shoo."
far.
We'll do a spit tracker, a spit tracer like golf.
But
yeah,
I will
cool.
say BOA was really, really cool place to work, and they would be, well, you know, one of the
Dang, we
the
should hang out with
companies.
them. We should get Bo on the podcast.
They
That
were
would be cool.
super cool. We could literally walk down to their office. I could be like, "Hey, you guys want to rock it?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude. I don't want to be working or doing anything."
Oh, we'll do that for sure.
But it was Very interesting. I know I got on a little tangent, but that's what we're here for, right?
We're tangent guys. Yeah. Hashtag tangent gang.
So, RYDER is what we're calling this.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't know the spelling. You got
I
to
don't know
remove as many vowels as possible.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't even. Yeah, it would just be like
RYDR.
Yeah, but that's probably taken, right?
I'm sure it is, and I'm
But
sure
for the
it's
sake of
very funded.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of funding
Very
going into
funded
RYDR
and not profitable.
and not profitable. Yeah, 100%.
RYDER would be it though. But it's a good name because it starts with cyclists, right? You can also ride boards. You know, it's like a whole thing. Like RYDER is the idea, and if you want it, steal that shit. Anyway, 3, 2, 1,
RYDER.
RYDER.